On the evening of March 25th, 1865, as the Federal troops were marching towards Spanish Fort and on to Fort Blakely as well, they came across this old church. Actually, at the time, it was a new church. It was built in the late 1850s, the Daphne United Methodist Church. They knocked on the door of the caretaker to the church, a Mrs. Edmondson, whose husband had built the church. They asked if there was any rebels inside. She said, "There certainly is a rebel here. I'm a rebel from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet," according to Mrs. Doleve Scott, who wrote the History of Daphne book. The soldiers, somewhat taken aback, asked if it was okay if they slept in the church that evening. She reluctantly agreed, as long as they agreed not to disturb anything inside the church. The next morning, the soldiers, they honored their word. They returned the key and told Mrs. Edmondson that she could never say there was never a full congregation in the church, because every inch of the church, the pews were full of sleeping blue-coat Federal soldiers. But this is the Daphne United Methodist Church is now known as the Daphne Museum. It still stands, but as the Federals were marching north from Fish River, they came across this church and they slept in it, more than likely the evening of March 25th, 1865.